Okay. It's Jen Love a Latte on the camera. Hi, Jen.
Hi, everybody. And I've got Princess. Can you see Princess? Can everyone see that?
Everyone
And
sees the
another great.
princess.
Okay. And this is another great Patriot with her, Patricia Dixon. If you're not following her on Twitter, please do. She's awesome.
Patricia Dixon,
Patriot.
huh?
Yes. Say hi, Patricia.
Hi, everyone.
How's the volume, Glenn? Can you guys hear okay?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, she was at the Nunez Rohrabacher event with me, and I met her there, and now she's here. So she's active.
Excellent. So, tell us a little bit about this event.
Okay, let Princess do it. She wants to do something right now. Talk about the event, Princess. What did you want to do?
Oh, so what is planned? I've been granted to have a few minutes with Judge Bailey, who is running for the Attorney General, and I have a long list of bullet points. I've already got it ready to go, and a lot of comments from the agents that they would like to address and invite him up to Sacramento. So that's going to happen, and then we're waiting on the judge and a couple other people to get here. I think Mark Mouser, Secretary of State candidate, is in house, and then we have the rest of the fam. Greenskin, Yeshua, we have Jen, Love a Latte, we have
Tamara,
SD, we have my husband.
Yes, Aaron Cruz is going to be speaking over there. Aja's here. Aja Smith, Dr. Wright is here.
So, yeah,
so
big event.
Big event. Patricia, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm just glad to be here. I'm here representing veterans of the Orange County Republican Party. Our group is called Bedrock. If there are any veterans that are registered Republicans in California, this is the president of Bedrock.
Oh, okay. Veterans
that are registered as Republicans and you live in Orange County, we would like you to join our group. It's called Bedrock. This is the president.
Good evening. Absolutely. We're veterans. We're Republicans of Orange County. And you don't have to be a veteran to join, but we would like anyone who's a veteran or supports the Republican Party in Orange County to come join us. Absolutely. And we have a website, www.vetsrock.us.
That's great.
Thank you.
So I'm glad you guys are representing the veterans groups of Orange County. Did you get all that, Glenn?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're live right now.
Okay.
The YouTube
Good.
video and Periscope right now.
So, cool. Thanks, guys. I'm going to walk around a little bit and show our viewers some what else is going on around here. Okay? Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
See you, Princess, in a minute. Okay, Glenn.
So things are just getting started there, huh?
They're just getting started. I'm going to walk a little bit. There's a nice courtyard. So we have a lady here. She is representing the Rohrabacher camp, Mark Mouser, and Judge Bailey. She's got a table going on. The big thing is to stop the gas tax, right? That's a big thing on the ballot. Aja's here over there with Dr. Wright. Would you like me to go over and talk with them? I see them.
Sure.
Okay, let me see. I'll have them chat because they're both on. I'm walking over. Hi. Dr. Wright and Aja, would you guys care to, we are live on video, would you guys care to say just a few words about what?
We are going to win in 2018, so get out and vote. There was no blue wave. We don't even have a red wave. We have a patriot wave. And we're going to take California back. So we got to get out and vote. Help us, help Dr. Wright.
So your district, California 41?
District 41, Riverside, Moreno Valley, Paris, and Yoruba Valley. Get out and vote for Aja for Congress.
District 33. It's time we get up our fat butts and get to the polls. So many Republicans keep saying we can't win. Stop that. Go to the polls, and I guarantee you we'll win. But if you stay on your butts, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So get up and vote. And we've got a great team. And I'm very proud, by the way, to be a Republican. And I'm going to tell anybody, and I'm not afraid.
I'm not either.
We're not either. Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
but it's not only about vote. It's about money. You know,
We
I
need
need
donations.
everyone to know that this guy need a donation. So
We
what
do.
is your website?
It's www.AJA4Congress, FOR Congress.com. I came so close. If I had extra couple of $1,000, I would have beat him over. Right now, I'm 7,000 votes behind him, but I'm holding strong. So I need your
Against
support.
Mark Takano.
Mark Takano.
Yes.
So I need your support monetarily, volunteers, but I need it so I can get more signs, get more walkers, get more literature, and more publicity, because we will win in District 41.
DrWrightForCongress.com, DR Wright, WRIGHT, #4Congress.com. And yes, we do need support.
Yes.
We people are griping, oh, I hate the gas tax
Yes.
and this and that. But you know what? If you support us, we'll win.
We'll
If you
win.
come out, we'll win. So let's go. We're going to charge 2018.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And donations.
Okay.
Send donation.
All right. And the one thing I'd like to say about Dr. Wright's district is I was talking to him before is he is, everybody knows Ted Lieu. Okay. So that's the incumbent in his district. And before it's a very, very blue area, right? But there usually is always 2 Ds on the ballot. And this time an R actually made it into the top 2 in a very blue area.
Yes.
So that is progress for California. You have to think about that, where normally you'd only have 2 Ds, right? Then now we've got a D and an R.
Yes.
So even in a blue area. So that's improvements in California.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm going to tell you, I know Aja and Jasmine, and we have got great Republicans. They're not good, they're great, and they've got great hearts. So let's support them.
We're patriots.
Absolutely, 100%.
We want to make change here in California and be your voice in DC.
So let's support great candidates. 'Cause
Yes.
we do have great candidates on the Republican ticket.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thanks
All right,
guys.
thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Appreciate it. Okay, Glenn.
Yeah.
So there was Dr. Wright and Aja.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Are you using your data plan, or are you on some kind of wireless?
I'm using my data, Dan. I mean, Glenn.
Okay. Just so you know, the image is a little, choppy, but
Okay. Should I
nothing
be
really-
on, see if they have a Wi-Fi here? I don't know if they do.
I wouldn't worry about it. It is what it is. This is what we're glad. It's more than acceptable. I'm just curious. That's all. So let's go.
Okay, well,
see
Jen
what-
is a novice. I have a long way to go.
No, it's okay.
filling
It's
in
not
for
your
you.
fault. It's the nature of Wi-Fi. That's all. And also,
Okay.
your area may not really be full LTE. It could be dipping into 3G. So there's no way to know.
Well, and I can tell you that where we are, we're back in a corner here, and there are some mountains in other buildings on either side. I don't know how much. I don't know if inside there's a Wi-Fi signal. I didn't ask.
Well, right now everything seems to be working pretty good. But just wanted
Okay.
you to know. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see what's happening at the Dana Rohrbacher table.
Yes. Want me to chat with this lady here?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would you mind being on video? Yes. Explain who you are and what you're doing and what you're representing.
I'm Eva Weiss. I'm a volunteer.
Can you hear her, Glenn?
I'm Eva Weiss, and I'm a volunteer. I'm volunteering for Mark Muser for Secretary of State, Judge Stephen Bailey for Attorney General, and Congressman Dana Rohrbacher. And I'm asking signatures if other ones want to volunteer for them also, because they still have to go further for the meeting in November.
She's looking for signatures, volunteer signatures for Dana, Mark Mauser, and Judge Bailey for volunteering, so they can make it through the November ballot, make it, past November,
Yes, they can be the winners.
so they can win.
Yes.
So she's doing everything. She's got 3 tables here.
Excellent.
Also, I'm looking for people who can donate for gas tax ticket. We won. We had enough signature, but it costs a lot of money to get on the ballot for November. So we're looking for volunteers to be able to promote this cause.
So she's also looking for volunteers to fill out and contribute to the gas tax reform. It costs a lot of money to put it on the ballot. And so that's what she's also doing. So she's got repeal the gas tax, Dana Rohrabacher, Judge Bailey, and Mark Mauser, all at the same table.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, she's all in. She's a great patriot. And I got to show your hat. Can you bend down? Do you see what it says, Glenn?
Yeah, I see.
It
Make
says
California
greater. Vote Republican.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, thank you so much, Eva. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you much for working on for 2024. I'm so much for it.
Yes. We're already focused. She loves my sash, Glenn. That's it.
Good.
A friend of a made of it. Yes, I'll have to tell the princess. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So I also got the election integrity project for California. Would you like me to interview this lady?
Yes.
Okay. Gretchen.
Yes.
I'm doing a live video. Would you like to talk about the election integrity project of California? Yes. It's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just here helping out, and Catherine's probably the better person to talk about it. Catherine Curtis. She's
Okay.
just stepped away for.
All right. Well, I'll come back then. No problem. I'll come back and I'll find Catherine.
She's the official representative.
Okay.
That's okay.
Perfect. Awesome.
Okay. But
Okay.
It's a great group, nonpartisan, and it's all about making sure that every vote is accurately counted
And recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Hi. Mr. Muser, would you like to talk? I'm live on video. Would you like to talk to people out there? Because I saw your Periscope the other day, so you're pretty good at this.
I'm pretty good at this. Okay, thank you very much. I'm Mark Moiser. I'm running for California Secretary of State. On Tuesday this week, we had a top 2 primary, and I got 1.43 million votes. So pretty good turnout for us, and we're now on to the November general election. I'm running because elections matter. I'm an election law attorney up in the Bay Area, and I got recruited into this race because we needed an election law attorney who understood the election law issues. And right now, we have just seen exhibit number 1 as to why we need a new Secretary of State. Exhibit number 1 happened 2 weeks before the election when the Democrat incumbent for Secretary of State rolled out this new Motor Voter Act, and we found out that 77,000 Californians either had their party changed or a duplicate voter registration. Exhibit 2 of why we need a new Secretary of State, we saw on Election Day in LA County, where 118,000 people showed up at the poll and were told that they were no longer registered to vote. Exhibit number 3 happens up in Sacramento County, where they did this new rollout of where you don't have precincts, you have vote centers. And it's shown to be an absolute disaster, because here we are almost a week after the election, and they've only counted 1/3 of the votes in Sacramento. So we got so many problems with our elections in the state of California that it's time we actually put somebody competent. I mean, the current Secretary of State is shown that he is incompetent in running elections. He is competent in getting on Twitter and attacking Donald Trump on issues that have absolutely nothing to do with the Secretary of State position. But he is incompetent when it comes to running California's elections. And if you believe that California deserves fair and honest elections, then you need to vote for Mark Moiser. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go to my website, which is markmoiser.com. That's spelled MARKMEUSER.com. You can find me on Twitter, which is at Mark Moiser, MARKMEUSER. I'm also on Facebook. So again, MARKMEUSER. We constantly are talking to people up and down the state who have verifiable firsthand accounts of how they have experienced election law violations. The current Secretary of State has come out on record and says there is no election fraud in the state of California. And I got hundreds and hundreds of stories of people who will say, here is Exhibit A, here's Exhibit B, here's Exhibit C, of actual verifiable documented evidence of election law violations in this state. If you want somebody who's going to fix the mess, then you got to vote for Mark Moyser. But I can't do it without your help. So I'm going to need you to follow me on Twitter and Facebook and help promote our message. And I need you to go to my website, markmoyser.com, and make a contribution so we can get this message out. Again, I'm Mark Moyser. I'm running to be your next Secretary of State. And with Moyser, you're more sure about fair and honest election.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited for that.
Yes. And tell all your friends.
Yes, we will tell all our friends. This platform gets a lot of views across the United States, so and it's really big on Twitter and all that stuff, so we'll get the word
You
out.
got to know about all the fraud that's happening.
Oh,
It's ridiculous.
I think our group knows, and I mean, our group of people know, and we just got to keep spreading the word.
But, you know, President Trump talks about, illegal voting. We happen to know in the state of California, according to our jury service notice, that 5% in the state of California, 5% of jury service summons get returned because they can prove that they're not a citizen. And the number one location that you get jury service summons, database-wise, it's from the Secretary of State voter registration. So that is very likely that we have 1 million people on California voter rolls who are non-citizens, just based upon the data that we have available to us from the jury service summons.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen.
Imagine if we could clean that up. Yes.
Jen, he already said he's a lawyer.
After November 6th, because I will
Ask
be
him.
elected. And in January, I get to go to Sacramento and we get to start cleaning things up.
And if an illegal votes, just
There it
remember
is.
that they could potentially not be able to become a citizen. And Mark has a great story on it. It's warning people.
Yeah, a couple years ago, there was a case where a young lady came over from South America and she went to medical school here in the United States. And while she was going through medical school, she showed up at DMV, showed them her green card paperwork. They gave her a driver's license. And the DMV official says, "Hey, would you like to vote?" And she said, "I didn't think I was allowed to." And they said, "Well, it's up to you." So they registered to vote. The state sent her balloting materials. She voted in 2 federal elections, and when she finished medical school, she had a job. She finally was eligible for citizenship. She showed up at the poll. She showed up to get her immigration paperwork to become a citizen, and the immigration judge said you should have known that you were not eligible to vote. You voted, citizenship denied for life, deported. And she appealed that all the way up the chain, and she's lost at every single level. So, I mean, the thing is, Secretary of State owes it to non-citizens to actually keep clean voter rolls so that we do not make criminals of those people who are in this country legally who are trying to become citizens.
That person would have been a great citizen. Don't we all agree? Yep. But the Secretary of State screwed her over. So we got an honest guy here.
We know. Glenn, did you want me to ask him a particular question?
Ask him what year would he say the fraud in the voter rolls really kicked into high gear in California? Was it the 90s, the 2000s, or in the last couple of years?
I have a question asking what year do you think the voter fraud really kicked into high gear in California? Was it the 90s, the 2000s, or later? In your opinion?
You know, Bill Jones was Secretary of State from 94 to 2002, and he did a very good job of cleaning the voter rolls. And during his time, we had a lot of statewide elected officials. And I think 2002, when George Soros started pouring millions of dollars to the Secretary of State's race, to make sure he controlled the person who counted the vote. I think that's really when it started to take place. About 2002.
2002, Glenn.
And it's Soros, of course. Ask him, in California today, do you still have to elect to register to vote, or is it automatic now?
Another question is in California today, do you still have to elect to register to vote, or is it automatic?
It is under the new motor voter program of the state of California. When you renew your DMV driver's license, you will be automatically registered to vote unless you opt out. So right now, if you have not updated your driver's license in the last couple of weeks, it is still a choice. But anytime between now and November, if you have to renew your driver's license, you're going to be automatically registered to vote.
Did you get that, Glenn?
Yep, I did. It's amazing. Well, wish him well. We need people like him to help California, get well.
He's saying, we wish you well. We need people like you to help California get well.
Well, we need people like you to help us get this message out, because we cannot do this without you. I mean, we, 4 years ago, we almost won the Secretary of State's race. Many say that we would have won it, but for the margin of fraud in Los Angeles County. That means that the chief election officer was able to get his vote, get his position due to fraud in the election. We got to change that. And the thing is, little vote fraud only works in close elections. We got to make this
a landslide.
We got to make this a landslide. And the only way that happens is when we, the people, rise up and say enough is enough. And we say, you know what? We don't like the gas tax. We need to repeal the gas tax. We don't like fraudulent elections. We need to put somebody into office who is going to actually care about election results. And so, I need an online army. When I post a video of somebody who has seen election law violations, that needs to be shared long and a lot. And unfortunately, I'm being shadow banned right now by Twitter.
And I'm sure by Facebook as well.
And I had troubles with Facebook too. I mean, they banned me from everything. I can't boost posts. So.
Yeah, we can't boost posts. Anything that's conservative content, you can't boost it. I mean, I have a nonprofit to help the kids, and I can't even boost my posts. It's ridiculous.
So no, we got, we're going through the process. It'll be done in a couple of weeks. But I mean, at this point in time, I need the people. We the people rose up and formed a new government. And we the people in 2018 can rise up and say enough is enough. We want our government back, and we can kick the tyranny right out of Sacramento. Right now, 39% of California Democrats are disenfranchised. They do not believe the direction that the state is going is right. And so that's an opportunity. And with the repeal of the gas tax on the ballot, we have an opportunity to take our state back in 2018. But we cannot do that if the Patriots are sitting on the sidelines. We need a full, all-out press over these next 5 months. I mean, everybody. I'm going to be doing my part. I'm going to do what I can. I've already driven over 62,000 miles in the state of California. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to be doing over the next 5 months. We got an opportunity to take the state back, and that is what I'm doing, but I need you.
And can I challenge everyone to actually get out of your own echo chamber and talk to independents and Democrats and basically adopt them and guide them to the light? Because that's what we need. In this state, we need to talk to the independents and Democrats on this issue, that your vote is getting disenfranchised. And no one likes that. That's a nonpartisan issue. This is really a nonpartisan position at the end of the day. All of us deserve fair election.
Agreed.
Why don't you, Jen, have the gentleman to
Thank
the
you,
right
everybody,
introduce
and
himself?
please, again, go to my website.
Can you please introduce yourself? So you're on the video now, and we were in between. Yes.
I'm Mark Ang. I have an initiative called Pass the Beacon, and we help campus conservatives here in Orange County and make sure that we're a united force between all the grassroots groups and try to actually move the needle and win these elections. We have a very crucial race in Diane Harkey's race in California's 49th, where Democrats outnumbered Republicans in the primary totals. So we need to get more Republicans out in November to make sure that we keep that seat.
Yes. And I will be working and helping for Diane Harkey as well. I'll chat with you
Wonderful.
after.
Let's
yes, I'm right
trade
down
info.
there.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Great to
Thanks,
meet
guys.
you.
Appreciate it.
Take
Okay.
care, Jennifer.
Sure. One great thing I will tell you that happened to me is I've made two great connections. This would be something that I think our fan might be interested in more just than the event. Is there's a gentleman here that was talking with Mark Moisier that you met. And he actually does community college and college outreach for young Republicans or conservative groups. And when I talked to him, he's going to have lunch with me next week, and and Judge Bailey also said he would do a big event on a college campus, and they're going to target my campus. So one of the things that's unique about the campus I work at is that there's a lot of Vietnamese that are conservative. They're Christian, young conservatives, and they also come from a lot of blue-collar homes, and that's very popular they love Trump. My whole nail salon is Vietnamese, and they all voted Trump, guys, which is very interesting. I also have a huge Hispanic population, which is many that are against the sanctuary city because a lot of them have businesses in the area. Their families do. So Judge Bailey told me that between me and this other gentleman, if we could get 300 or 400 people, he would come and speak, which would be huge for students as well as student outreach. So as far as me making some connections and getting the youth activated here, I think that's great because I can tell you at my college, usually there's, voter registration, which is, supposed to be generic. And then next to it, there's a Democrat table, but there's never a Republican or even independent. We need to register. So we got to show up to compete, and we've just given up. So I also met the head person that works for Judge Bailey. I don't know if he's the campaign manager, but he goes to every of Bailey's events. He's actually on the board of trustees at a neighboring community college system, which is unusual. So he is very active and wants to get involved. If we can tie our community college systems together, which would be 4 or 5 college campuses, he's very interested in doing that as well as promoting Judge Bailey. So that's a good thing. We could get some volunteers, we could get some walkers, etc. So that's the good part of the event.
What's the rest of the program tonight? Who's left?
After Aja Smith, I believe it's Dr. Wright. There's also Mark Moisier, and then Judge Bailey is the last speaker of the evening. He's speaking, I think, at around, it's supposed to be 8:30-ish, 8:20. I don't know if we're running behind or not because I don't really have anything to do with the programming. And then after that, I'm not sure.
Is there going to be like a party afterwards?
I am assuming there is. It depends, I guess, how many people will stick around for that. Unfortunately, I think the attendance could be a little bit bigger if we, not really the one downside.
Well, in California, they have to hide the address of the location till the day of, right?
Yeah. So, that's what I think. I think there's some Bobby Axelrod's here. He came from LA, drove all the way down here. What I'm seeing here is a lot of the people that are here are very motivated to take back California. And so I feel like in that sense, that's a really good thing. I guess I should put, instead of you looking at a park bench, you might as well, I guess, would you rather look at me? I didn't even think about that.
Yes, that's better.
Yes. You can see my smiling face, son. And my sash from Pineapple Princess.
Which is nice.
Yes, it is. It's really good to meet Pineapple Princess. Of course, see Dan and TJ and everything. So that's always nice. I didn't get to meet Pineapple Princess because she is, was down. We're getting a lot of requests for Covfefe Fest too.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Didn't you swear you'd never do another Kofefi Fest?
Well, I said, no, I never said that. It's just I would do things a little bit differently, but I feel like, we've excommunicated a great Catholic term there. A lot of rotten Georgias. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe, but it took you a long time to get Kofefi Fest going.
Yeah, it was a year ago, and it was also that whole Antifa thing. I mean, we had over 200 people at Kofefe Fest signed up, but 50 of those that didn't show up were the Rotten Peaches, and that whole split off with the Ann and everything. But now I can tell you that I have a huge network of people that since I've gotten involved with Dana's Rohrabacher's camp. There's a bunch of people I met tonight that I saw at the Devin Nunez Rohrabacher party. Also, just getting more engaged. So I really wasn't engaged that much. I mean, that was really the beginning of it. So I have a lot more local, people to pull from as well.
Would you do it in the same area that you did before?
I would stay in Orange County. Yeah, South Orange County. Yes, I would. I wouldn't do it. I mean, this is North Orange County. I just feel like I know the response of the police and everything, and if they're not that we need that, but South Orange County is just a better location. All their surrounding cities voted 5-0 against sanctuary city policies. You know what I mean? It's the last hold, stronghold. Plus Dana's people and all those people are all in South Orange County. I would keep it down there somewhere. I'm not saying the same exact location, but a place in South Orange County. And even Base Brickman was like, yeah, maybe we should do Kofefe Fest too.
That would be interesting. Maybe MAGA Coalition and can be part of it. Make it officially a MAGA Coalition event.
Well, I would love that. I wanted that last time for you guys with Brian, but I didn't know about all the regulations, right? And then we were facing all that nastiness. I wanted to promote you guys, and we had a table there. I do think, though, with a lot of the people that I've met at Dana's events and his volunteers, I think given an early enough notification, I could get a lot of those people, a lot, because I've been on email chats with them in the past week. I mean, part of me thinks maybe we should go for it this year because it's an election year. And maybe that would be a good year to do it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I know Dan was kicking it around with me last night. And maybe I'll chat with you guys offline about that. I don't know what the fam thinks about that.
Well, people in the chat seem very enthusiastic about it. They liked Kofefi Fest.
Kofefe Fest was, and I'm having the same bartender. Wherever we go, I've got to have the bartender because Michael is awesome. And if you didn't get to experience Michael, even if you don't drink, Michael made awesome non-alcoholic drinks. In fact, the funny thing is I ran into Dana Rohrabacher's children at the other event that I went to. His children still ask me if I know that bartender, which I thought was hilarious because they remember the magic of him with the things. Hi, you want to see? Oh, this is TJ.
Hi. Are you still on?
Yes, we're just chatting about the bartender from Kofefe Fest and other things in the event. Do you have any thoughts to say, Miss TJ?
We have to start coming together more and doing whatever we can. Like I traveled all the way from Ohio to be here to support my friends. So we all have to do what we can do. That's what I have to say.
Doesn't TJ look awesome in her sash as well?
That's the Pineapple Princess
sash, right? I hope you like
right?
the picture that I sent you earlier.
Yeah, it was funny.
He said it was funny. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I understood it, but that's okay. It's like some of those experiences in college. I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but it was fun. Yeah.
Yes. So, does anybody have any questions in the chat, Glenn? Because I can't see the chat right now.
Well, they like that venue at Covfefe Fest.
That was a nice venue. It was a little pain to work with. I may try, since we did do a lot for that. And we also gave, Brian drew up, Brian being the architecture person, design, work with the lighting people. And part of the reason, that's his forte, is spacing and all that stuff. And so the city, we made a deal with them, which was, we'll give you this, we'll let you do all these extra things. And they asked us for our drawings. In fact, someone knew Brian Hassine, and Brian Hassine said, "Where are the drawings? Here's Base Brickman."
Oh, good.
What's up, guys? How's it
Oh,
going?
can you guys? Oh, wait, I gotta flip it on.
Camera are we
Yeah,
on?
I gotta
The front,
flip it
back
on.
camera, the back
Wait,
camera?
there we go. There's Base.
Does everybody like my sash tonight? Glenn, are you jealous
He
of
looks
my sash?
dashing.
You look dashing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So what are your thoughts about the event in general? Everybody's asking, and Covfefe Fest too.
Oh man, well I can't even divulge plans. If there are plans or not for Covfefe Fest 2, because that would in effect be throwing Jen under the bus. But no, look, any event we can have together in California is a good one. We need as many people here in California to band together, especially because there's a lot of apathy after the primary and getting in towards November. A lot of people are going to
Moving closer, Jen.
for a week or two, but we have to keep going and push hard because it's extremely important for us to get as many wins as we can in November. And we just heard Aja finish speaking. She's one of the candidates that has a legitimate chance in getting in. So we have to consolidate our efforts behind those folks that are still in this race and have an opportunity. So she's one of them, and I know myself and Jen and the rest of us in our small group in the fam are going to be looking for those people that we can get our efforts behind to keep pushing. So a couple of them are here tonight. It was super cool to meet Judge Bailey. Hopefully our next Secretary of State, Mark Moisier, great guy. Spent some time with him, and I hope to be able to interview him on Vimeo or Periscope Live here within the next week or two, because he's very receptive to our grassroots movement, and Judge Bailey is as well.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully not only for state office holders, but also for congressional candidates like Aja, that we can double our efforts for them coming to November.
Yes, Glenn. Judge Bailey also told me that whatever platform we have, and if Dan would be the great person to do it, or you, that they would be glad to do something on Vimeo like this and do an interview. So maybe if you're open to that, we're going to probably hit you up about using your platform here to get Judge Bailey on as an interview, and also Mark Moisier. Sorry, just dropping that on you right now live.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Moisier was very receptive to that.
I think
Work out well for us.
it could be a good thing. I'm interested. What is Dan's feeling about the chances of Bailey in November?
Glenn wants to know what your true feelings are on the chances of Bailey in November.
My honest feelings is going to be a tough fucking race, Glenn. Like, we're going to have to push really hard, and I don't know if it's actually possible, but we're going to try. There's no reason to even think about if it's possible or not, because if we do, we're going to get stuck in, the land of what if. Like, we just have to keep our head down and just push as hard as we can and get as many people to understand that we're fighting for, legitimately fighting for the state. Like, if not, it completely goes to shit over the next 6 years if we don't have at least a Republican attorney general, because who knows what's going to happen with, limp dick Cox. We'll see. But honestly, if we don't get a Republican attorney general, we're fucked as a state.
Yeah.
Moisier, on the other hand, for Secretary of State, we have a chance. Bailey, I don't know.
I'm with Dan. I think of the two, I think that Moisier is a really strong possibility. Fighting that Soros-Becerra machine is going to be really tough, Glenn. It's a huge climb. It's huge.
If we get a couple really good hits coming up on Becerra with the Awan stuff, if that stays If that goes quiet now, fine. But if it comes back up closer to November, when people are starting to make their decisions, when the independents are starting to really decide who they're going to vote for, we might have a chance. But
Well, I
if
should
not,
turn you this way.
if not, then honestly, I don't want to be defeatist at this point. So I'm not going to say we don't have a chance. I'm just going to fight like hell to know that we did everything we could come November.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Ask
Yeah, because I can't even hear Glenn. I like it. What's up, fam?
ask him how's the food.
He wants to know how the food is.
The food's good, man. We have rats, or otherwise known as cocks, I think, actually. We have here
We've got cocks for dinner. That's what he said.
Glenn, can you ISO that, please? Jen just said we have cocks for dinner.
Yeah. She's good at saying things like that.
No, it's good, man. We had some like traditional food, some brats and sauerkraut and taters.
What's the plan? Ask Dan what's going to happen after the speeches.
He wants to know what's going to happen after the speeches.
After the speeches, I think we're all getting drunk. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did. So I think speeches is all I know. I don't know. Nobody gave me the printed schedule. It's not. I'm not an organizer like I was at Covfefe, so I don't know what's coming up next. I'm just here enjoying.
See, that's what I said, Glenn. Same thing. I'm not an organizer. Have no idea. We're here.
Yeah, we're just a participant at this point.
This time we're a participant.
All right. Well, it's good to see Dan. Where's TJ?
Yes,
Usually she's close by when Dan is around.
She is hanging out with Brian and RB Styles.
She is with Brian and RB Styles. Want me to go over there?
Yeah.
We're walking.
Go get him. And then
why don't you go get them to me?
Constantine is up.
Okay.
Well, go hit them.
Go
for
hit
now,
them
and then
first?
Go herd them inside.
So I think after this, it's going to be Constantine Roditas is running, who's running here. And then also Moiser and Bailey. Okay, here's RB. Here's TJ. And here RB. Everybody wants to see RB.
Yeah, everybody knows this guy.
Rita and RB. Of course, you've seen TJ before in her pink. So
How you doing, Jen?
Good. You're live on MNN.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
you're live on SNL right now. Glenn wants some hair. He wants a hair cutting performance.
Going close.
What? Oh.
He wants me to go close.
Okay, go close.
Okay, here we go.
Close.
There's RB.
How you doing, guys? How you doing? It's really nice seeing you guys. Glenn, what's up? You are the man, and everybody down there, every bubble there. Hello.
Do you still have RB's credit card, Glenn? I'm asking you. Do you still have his credit card, Glenn?
Use
I
it
don't
up,
think
man. Max it
I
out.
ever had it.
Max it out.
Oh,
you
I
need a
thought
car, go for it.
I thought you had his credit card,
Man.
his
No.
wallet.
I hope he does,
Your
'cause I don't
Covfefe
have it.
Oh,
Glenn needs a tractor, man.
Tractor.
I don't
John
know
Deere,
what's
right?
the wallet
Brand
situation, but I was in his Mercedes, so I don't know if that counts.
yes, you were in his Mercedes. Yes,
oh,
that's right.
Oh my God.
That's right. You
We'll do
toted
a
him
down
around.
payment on that. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Try it out. But just max it out.
I will
my
give him. I'll give him props, man. I saw his.
Wait, hold
scope.
on.
Come on in.
Here's Israel and Irish
There he is.
Heart. Everybody
There-
want
let
to
me
say
see
hi to
Glenn.
her.
Hi.
There she is, Sharon.
There he
Hi,
is.
how are you, Glenn?
Hey,
How's
Glenn.
everybody? Hi, Adam.
Going
And,
close.
Brian, if Brian's watching. Hi, Brian. We miss you guys. I really miss you on Periscope, Glenn. Come back. Please come back.
I'm never coming back to that.
He says he's
Sewer.
never coming back to that sewer. I was about ready to finish your line, Glenn. I was ready to say sewer, and then you said it.
And some of us are still
That
in
toilet
that
bowl.
sewer. No, it is not a toilet, a little bit of a sewer, but some of us are still in there, and we miss you. So hope everything's going well on Vimeo. Not quite my cup of tea, so don't get to tune in as much as I would like.
But it's on YouTube now.
Oh, is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. You
Okay,
guys
so
go
miss you,
go to
dude.
YouTube.
We miss
I
you,
know
dude.
we do miss you. Yeah, maybe I'll tune into YouTube.
It's
then.
on YouTube Live every time. So when Vimeo's on, it's on YouTube.
Okay,
So there's no
maybe I'll do
excuses now.
that. Okay, no excuses. Anyway, it would have been great to meet more of our Southern California fam down here. I think we're missing a few people, so shout out to you guys. I don't know what kept you from coming, but Chill's doing a great job, great venue. Not exactly like Covfefe Fest because Jen set the bar like way up here. So thank you, Jen. We loved it. Covfefe Fest rocked. It goes down in history as one of the best events. So this one's close. It's a close one, but I got to give kudos to Jen for Covfefe Fest. Anyway, so that's about it. Hope you guys are doing well. MAGA, okay, please, for the sake of California, MAGA, make California great again. See you later.
Thank you.
Get back to my daughter.
Here's RB. You have anything else to say, RB? How many haircuts you do today?
I did about 5 people.
5 people?
A few chemical work and 5 haircuts. So yeah, I was busy today. I started at 9 o'clock, and then I ended like around 4:30, and then headed back to home to get ready for the event. Then here I am.
RB went. Yeah. It's a drive for him.
It's a little drive, about an hour. It was like an hour. Thank God for Google, because apparently there were a few accidents on the 5, so we bypassed all of that. And here I am, still light out a little bit, so it's good. It's been a busy week, busy month so far, so thank God. But I didn't want to miss this one, so got to see Jen and everybody else out here. So just trying to keep up with all the candidates. So keep California great, and it's a great state. It's beautiful, and we need to put a lot of effort into November, and it's really important because there's a lot of crap going on. And when you live here, it's a whole different story. It's great, but it's deceiving. So November is very important. I have a lot of people I'm talking to right now, as far as co-workers and family members, and they're on board. They're ready to go. And talking to some clients, they're not sure, so they're waiting. They're seeing what Trump is talking about, these candidates. They don't know a whole lot of these candidates, so they never heard of a lot of these candidates, and I'm just trying to fill them in with everybody. So that's going to take some time, but I'm trying to do my part, letting my clients know what's up. And I talked to this one coworker of mine, and she realized there's a lot of things that need to be done here in California, with the taxes, the gas tax, the water tax. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Jerry Brown talking about 50 gallons a day. That's ridiculous. And
of water. Yeah.
I mean, that's like unheard of, and that's just minimal. That's minimal. I can't take a shower and wash my car. That's unbelievable. That's not American. That's like third world situation going on. So it's crazy. So
that is tell him that is the correct endpoint for socialism.
And November is coming up. And,
he says that's the endpoint for socialism.
Yeah,
the water.
Yeah. I mean, if that guy from San Francisco gets in, that would be the end of California right there, as we know it. And this is the final frontier. You can't go any further. You hit the ocean, and it's all you're up to here, you're drowning basically. So
we'll all have to move to Texas.
I think a lot of people is what they say woke. They're waking up.
I'm moving to Pennsylvania, Glenn, before I move to Texas.
Yeah, let me buy like maybe, I don't know,
Texas
maybe
is not
500
my thing.
square feet.
I'm moving to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I'll sell him some land. I'll sell him an acre.
Yeah.
Glenn sends he'll sell you an acre.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Okay.
Awesome.
And
that's
then
all I need.
He can call it whatever lane he wants, like you're doing.
RB lane. I don't know. Style lane.
Style lane.
Yeah, style lane.
You know, they need
I'll have
a good
little hair
haircutter out
salon
here.
on the side.
He says they
Who
need a good
knows?
haircutter out there.
Yeah, hey.
That's what he
I'm there.
says.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're so desperate for a good hair
But,
cutter in
yeah,
rural
guys.
Pennsylvania.
Let's hang
They're
in
all
there.
very
All
Christian
you California people
out here. But they would be happy
just
to even
be
have a
scared.
gay guy
Be
come out
very
here
afraid.
to cut their hair. It's so desperate, the
Let's
situation.
look for higher ground and let's pray for the best candidate to win and just vote for that R, man. Press that R and color it in. So there's a lot. There's a few more months, you know, we got to get through. So it's up to us now. You know,
Ask him
and,
what's up with the gas
really,
tax.
you have
What is
Gavin,
the gas tax now?
I mean, you have those.
He wants to know what's up with the gas tax. He wants you
gas
to
tax.
expand on that.
Wow. Well, the gas tax is up. It's $3.75 in my area.
Holy shit.
That shot up like 15 cents, I think, and
It was $3.99 on the corner from me today.
yeah. So it depends where you live. Like Sherman Oaks was like $4.05, and that's regular. So go figure, you know. So that's pretty high. I would fill up my gas tank like $70 or something, $75. That's crazy. $100 to fill up my car, unheard of.
$4 almost a gallon.
You know, it can go higher, guys. It's really up to us.
That's actually Europe. That's almost
really
approaching European
gas
costs.
Just
keeps
like
on
Europe.
going.
Well, yes, it is.
Yeah, you can't drive.
You can't
I mean,
because they have this time of the year.
They don't
They
have
pump
our
it up
cars.
anyway
Yeah.
because of the summer
Mm.
and the tourism. So it always goes up anyway. And
Right.
then you add
Right.
that tax on.
Yeah.
And then they put on a summer blend versus the winter blend tax for the environmental. Then they pump it up for summer because there's there's a lot of tourism. They want to
Mhm.
collect their money.
Exactly.
So it always
exactly.
goes up right at Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
It hikes
There you
up.
go. There you go.
And it doesn't go down till after Labor Day weekend.
That's it.
And now you take the summer blend tax, you take the summer tax just because of tourism, and you add the gas tax, and you're in many areas you're over $4 a gallon.
Yeah, we all suffer just because, you know, it is a big tourist spot. But, you know, when they come in, we all pay. So if it's like $4.50, we all pay $4.50. So it's crazy. It's ridiculous. It really is. I have 6 clients that are leaving California, and they're doing, you know, great here. But $15,000 from a company back in Florida offered them on top of what they're making. $15,000 gets them out of California, and these are like really great people, hardworking, young, very motivated. But they said, you know what, I can't do it here in California. So this company called them up, and you know, for $15,000 more, they're out of California. So other states are taking good hardworking people from California, and they'll just keep on doing it. They'll just keep on doing it. Before you know it, we got like, you know, the best is already gone.
And they're also taking a lot of R's. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're taking
It's
a
not
lot of
just
R's.
they're
Yeah.
taking the
Yeah,
hardworking
we need more R's here,
R's,
actually.
and they're moving.
And that's what they're afraid of, Jen.
Mhm.
You know,
And that's why
they
they're
make this place an R. A lot of R's come here. That's it.
That's
Game
it.
over.
And that's why Soros is pumping
everybody
so
goes.
much money in.
You know, everybody wins. You know, so that's what they're fighting about. That's what they're fighting about. So for the time being, they'll get whatever they can, and hopefully it's not going to be too late by November. Because I mean, 6 people in like 1 month. That's a lot for me. I'm very concerned about that. I'm sure, you know, God will give me, you know, will double that, and I'll work hard to get it. And it's just we're losing good people, and we can't lose anymore, you know. So till November comes, that's gonna be the true story right there. So if the
Jen,
wrong
tell
goes
him I
in,
want to ask him a
Yes.
question.
We're done. We're done.
He wants to ask you a question. Shoot, Glenn.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
ask him, as one of the few non-gay hairdressers I've ever known, is he tempted to move to Texas? Because I bet his business would be gangbusters in Texas. There's a lot of money out right now in Texas. Ask him
He
that.
wants to know, as one of the few non-gay hairdressers that he's ever known, are you tempted to move to Texas?
Oh.
Because there's a lot of big money and stuff in
That's right.
Texas. And what do you think your business would boom even more in Texas?
Oh yeah. There's always a possibility in that. But I have a lot of family here. Um, I have a house here, so it would be a big change. I have a clientele here that is great, so they're counting on me to, you know, be there. And I have a lot here for now. But if I were to move, if I didn't have that, yeah, I probably would. I probably would. Even Florida would be even a good choice. But
Ask
because
him.
of the
Ask him what it would
responsibility
take that
does make
California
it
would
hard.
have to do
It
to
does
make
make
him
it hard.
think of moving.
And it's
What
all
would it
starting all
take
over again.
that
It's starting all
California would
over.
have to do to make you move?
Wow.
Gavin Newsom?
Gavin Newsom would be one of them. That's top of the list right there. And wait
All right.
about a couple of years. And if it goes to hell, then yeah, there's a good possibility that a lot of people, business in the business, possibly go that route and go to red states instead. You know, so or at least like red areas of California. But no one can really afford that, and they know that. You know, I mean, to move everything, and you'll see Sherman Oaks or Glendale or all these great cities just crumble. That would be a bad sign.
It's a bad
Yeah,
sign.
that's a bad sign, and we don't want that. We are flourishing. There are many jobs here. There's more jobs than people, so we need great people because they're leaving. You know, Glenn. So we're actually we're trying to root ourselves and hope for the best. You know, but if worst comes to worst, I'll probably move back home, or yeah, definitely Texas. I get more land out there for the amount that I got mine. So in my city. So
Yeah.
no, we're really hoping. We're praying, and we can't let California down. I mean, the whole world is on us in November, and we gotta let them know what's up. California is not. It's almost to the ground, but we really gotta pick this up. November is very important. Very important. You got the good and evil in 2018. It's really up to us. California, it's really up to you. I'm just
Where's
one
he
of the
originally
few-
from? Is it Hawaii?
I know I'm voting.
Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Hawaii, Honolulu.
That's what I remember, yeah. Yes, there's a lot of Samoans in Hawaii, and he's Samoan.
He says there's a lot of Samoans in Hawaii.
Samoa, yeah, there's a lot of Samoans, Tongans, Asians. They have everything over there, man. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like a melting pot of things. There's a lot of history there with Pearl Harbor, with all the pineapples and sugar cane. If you go all the way back during those times in the 1940s, man, there's a lot of history there. Everybody knows about the attack on Pearl Harbor and all that. So, yeah, my mom's side family, we're like fourth generation, so they've been there a long time. So there's a lot of history in Hawaii, and I'm just glad it's part of America. Thank God. Thank God. I really do.
And Glenn, sometimes a lot of people think it's just easier just to pick up and move. But I know for me, my family, I have a sister, a lot, this, other people maybe not know this about me, with pretty good disabilities. And she receives benefits from the state of California. And my parents tried to move. We had friends that moved to Florida. They tried to move to North Carolina and New England. And there are no benefits, really, very little in those states. So the problem is that there's so many reasons. Like right now, didn't used to work in community college. I could probably get a job somewhere else, but it's like you start over with your retirement. So it's hard sometimes when you have family, like RB was saying, all your family's here. I have a sister who has a lot of programs here, a lot of support here. My sister has from Agent Orange. She was an Agent Orange baby, probably because my father was exposed. So she's got other benefits that are tied just to federal, but also to the state. So it's so hard. Like Brian and I are always so torn about when is the right time to move. Do we take her with us? What do we do? You know, all these things. And with RB, he's built a business here. He has a clientele here. He's got his family here. So it's so hard for a lot of us that see this just heading into the ocean. Like, what can we do to stop it? You know, it's just, I think the Bush years just really, really let us down the most, I would say, because Obama years was predictable. Like having Obama in and then Brown and all that, it's more predictable. But Bush was really, really bad. And I remember the one thing that Dana Rohrabacher said in his little speech that I went to, he said, Reagan gave us the country back, but we didn't fight after Reagan went out of office. We didn't take the gifts he gave us and keep pushing forward. That really hit me.
That was a great foundation to start.
It was a great foundation, and he says we blew the foundation.
Yeah, the Bushes.
The Bushes.
States.
So I feel for RB and us here. Like, it's so easy to say, well, just move. But yeah, there's so much sometimes when your life's at a certain age or you have certain other obligations like businesses that it's hard. But I'll tell you, if Gavin gets in and it's within a year or two, I mean, right now I'm protected, as RB said, because I'm in an orange curtain. That's what they call it. I've got Rohrabacher, I've got Harkey, I've got ours around me. You know, I'm like, all those surrounding cities voted 5-0 against becoming sanctuary cities.
Man, I got Adam Schiff.
Yeah, he's got, feel bad for him.
Come on.
You know,
they know.
So it's different. You know, it's like you want to move, but you got to weigh all the options.
Thought, but yeah, you only have so much of you have a wagon and you can only put so much, and the most important things are way too heavy. So you know, it has to get pretty dang bad.
So I'm with RB.
You know?
Yeah, we just got to fight for November.
Yeah, man.
And
no matter what.
I think, I don't know, you know, I equate this, maybe RB's just saying this too when he talks to people, that they're just starting to wake up. There's they were comatose.
That 50-gallon,
yes,
you know, situation woke everybody up. Like
the water, the gas tax.
Yeah, that was the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he wrote it already, right?
He did.
Yeah, he did, right?
Yes. So I'm telling you, like,
unbelievable.
A lot of people didn't vote in the primaries.
Yeah, they didn't.
Because they think, oh, it doesn't matter. We can never get an R. But now we've got an R on the Republican. We've got a lot of movement. I think that gas tax and the water, you're going to see more people turn out than ever.
Every day.
I believe. I could be wrong. If I'm John Cox and I'm the governor and I'm these candidates here that are ours, I'm showing needles, I'm showing wastes all over San Francisco, I'm showing the piles of homeless people, I'm plastering, defecating everywhere, I'm showing those prices of gas. I'm making millions of commercials, whatever I can do, and I'm plastering it everywhere. Because it's the visual image, not just money, but that visual image of what your city could become that could move things. Because people live in their bubbles and they don't see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of bubbles,
California's a big state, you know.
What do you guys think about this
they don't know what's
splitting California into a couple different areas? Is that bullshit or is there something real there?
So I'm going to answer it, and I'll have RB answer it about splitting California into different areas.
Yeah.
So I'm wonderfully for it.
Yeah.
And I've seen multiple things for it. I know Chill had said, and I haven't done research on it, that the water is the issue because Southern California gets water from NorCal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, there's all this water technology that's sitting here waiting to harvest all this water, or like Israel has done, where they take the ocean water and they basically desalinate it. That would force the industrious part, which I do believe Southern California, in terms of the parts they were talking about, is more industrious, to be more industrious, and they would harvest the water. So if it's up to me, let the blue parts, the way it's split, there's different areas, but if it, one thing that we're talking about is splitting it like north and south, like vertically, not horizontally, but up and down. And then the blue, the San Fran, the LA, and all that stays the coastline. They keep their blue.
Yeah, keep the blue.
And then everybody else
Keep the
stays the
ocean
red.
side.
The ocean side and the other side. And actually, I've looked. I'm on the other side, just where I am, even though I'm close to the ocean.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you could also move to another side. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that bad. You could literally move across. So I'm all for it. What do you think, RB?
You know, I like that idea. I mean, if it does happen, I'm all for it. You know, the beach will always be there, but give me the place where all the farms are. Give me where all the food is. You know, and I'm good, because without our resources, they'll suffer. So they're gonna have to deal with the red about the food and all that. You know, they can keep their cities, their rundown, you know,
Garbage pits.
garbage pits in the corners, all homeless
Shitholes.
walking
I'm
around.
saying it.
You know, they can keep all of that, but keep me where the water and all the food and everything. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Now,
I'm fine with
my stepdad says that Congress, here's the caveat, federal Congress, not Congress of California, would have to sign off on this. And this is something that, you know, Adam or you would know more. I mean, I guess if we control the House and the Senate, would they sign off for it? But if we don't, there's no way, because think about that. The Electoral College, their little blue wave thing would be split. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I think there'd be less electoral votes on the blue side than there are on the red side, just based on area. I don't know. Or they'd split it in half.
I think it's a pipe dream, the whole thing. It's too
I do.
many
That's
pieces.
the thing.
You know, it's like one of these
Pipe dream, he thinks.
dreams.
He thinks it's a pipe dream.
Yeah, I think so. It makes for great newspaper copy, but that's about it.
Yeah, my stepdad says it'll never happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, wait.
He thinks Congress would never vote on it.
Oh no.
That they would kick
Congress
the can
is
down
bought
the road.
and paid for by big business, and big business runs California at the expense of the little guys. So I would assume it could never happen.
California and how they would do it.
Well, there's
I think
different
five,
ways.
right? 5 sections.
There's so
But
many.
now-
There's 2 sections, there's 3 sections, and there's even a 5-section one. You know, so I definitely don't think it would be the 5, because the Electoral College would be crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how that would all work out.
But again, Glenn is saying too that Congress is big business and they're bought and paid for by business people. They're not caring about us, the little guy.
There you go. That's that water situation.
And it has to do with the water and the farming.
All the almond trees up north on the 5. They're putting all the water over there, and we're suffering over it. So you know they're not caring. They don't care. So yeah, water's like gold over here, guys.
The trees will be washed, but none of you will.
Jerry Brown's father was
Yes.
way better than him right now.
Well, it's really the
Should've
almond
done.
farmer. It's crazy that almonds. I mean, to me, it's like, I'm sorry, let's grow almonds in Florida where they get flooded. You know what I mean? We don't need to be growing them here.
Yeah.
It's a very similar climate, I've been
Yes.
reading, and they get natural floods, which is what they need.
Exactly.
They need to be flooded. I mean, the
Exactly.
reason we have a
We don't-
water shortage is because of an almond. And here's the funny thing about it. The almonds that we grow here, we don't even get to keep in
Yeah.
California. We
Yeah.
export.
Yeah, we export
we
it.
import
That's
almonds.
the crazy part.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to thank
It's
you
absolutely-
both for
They're
your
not
almonds, by the
natural
way.
to our
They're very
environment.
nice.
Thank you.
We brought it in.
Glenn wants to thank us for our almonds.
Right. It's too bad you won't be able to take showers, but I really do like the almonds. So there's that. There's that silver lining. You know.
He says, too bad we can't take showers, but he has his almonds. I'll send you a bag, Glenn, okay? Actually, no.
That's awesome.
The almonds that I would send you, Glenn, are probably imported from Mexico or China.
Yeah.
I'm
They're not
guaranteed
good.
somewhere.
You get the crappy almonds. I get the awesome ones.
Yes.
We can't even touch our own almonds. That's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't
It's-
shower and you can't touch your own almonds, which sounds
Blown away.
strangely sexual somehow.
Oh, it does. It does. Oh my God. Well, the one thing I would like to say, I think RBs will agree with me, is that we miss you. We miss
We miss you,
Adam,
man.
the
Yeah, we miss
theme,
all you guys.
emo, our fam, our traditional fam meetups. It's fun to see this fam, but it's like a part of my heart is missing. So I just like to give love out to everybody out there.
Same here. Big hugs,
People,
you guys.
Yeah, big hugs.
Ernie is saying it's not the same because I'm not chasing
Your head
emo
up.
into the darkness.
And,
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to do a puppet.
Yes.
It's not the same because he's not chasing emo into the
oh
darkness.
man, that was funny, dude.
That was funny.
Yeah.
We all love emo.
Yeah.
We all love
Yes.
emo.
We love that emo.
So I believe after Mark Moisier here, Bailey is the last speaker. So it's up to you, Glenn. Would you like
Let's try it.
sign off?
Let's go
Or
in.
do you want? Okay, let's go in. I'm gonna walk in. RB's gonna walk behind me. We're gonna go see if we can see. Say hi.
Hey guys, howdy.
Hi. We're gonna go see if we can see Muser and then Bailey, because Bailey's right after Mark Moisier. So
Looks
I'm
like
in the
the
dark out here.
margaritas hit him, right?
Green, maybe. I don't know. We're not big drinkers, Glenn.
Oh, I know. But I saw him drinking a margarita out of a plastic cup about an hour ago.
Yes, probably.
It's all part
There's
of
B.
my...
Want to say hi?
Sure.
B. There's Brenda. Here, come over here.
How are you?
You're on live on SNL.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. How are you?
B and Callie.
Everybody?
Yes, B and Callie.
It's me, yes, and this is a wonderful event. We've been able to talk to a lot of the candidates face, which is really awesome because it's really, it's really rare to be able to come up close in person with people who have had such an impact on our state. And it's a reminder that we have a lot of work to do here, and we just all wonder what kind of things are really happening behind the scenes. That's my thought. What's going on here? So that's kind of what I was thinking.
I love her sash.
Yes. She loves your sash. Oh, yes, we all. This is courtesy again of Deplorable Princess Dolls. Yes. So let me walk in quicker. Here's Judge Bailey's going to be coming up soon. Here's Mark Moisier. People are. It's a Q&A.
It's legal. It's very simple.
How's that, Glenn?
Part of the process that I need to do.
Yeah, it's okay.
Should I go closer?
And then you make sure that only those people who are registered
Stay right
to vote
there.
get ballots. And then you check every ballot that is actually passed, make sure that it gets counted.
Quick question. I think you said that the certification is June 15th. Can you like July?
I'm sorry, July. Thank you.
Yeah, I could not be more honored to have voted for you too, Mike. Omar, one of the things that comes to mind is what said regarding her question. You mentioned voter fraud. Yeah, is that something? That's something more that you are going to be fighting if you get elected as Secretary of State, right?
Yes, we have to bring more integrity back to our election process. You know, the thing is, we live in a republic. In a republic, this is where you get to elect your representative.
Yeah.
Our flag says California Republic. We live in the United States of America, a republic. And when we, the people, do not believe that there is integrity in our voting system, then people are less likely to show up and actually vote on election day. And the Democrats are trying to do all these things to drive voter turnout, except for one thing that has actually been proven scientifically to work. And that is make sure that only those who are eligible to vote are on the voter rolls.
Yeah.
And if you do that, where you have clean and honest elections, the people will show up and vote again. We had a problem in the 1800s with voter registration. That's what they brought in voter registration in order to bring more integrity to our elections. Because things were so bad in the 1800s that people who didn't matter who voted, it was the party that counted the vote. And so what happened, we only had about 25 to 40% voter turnout. They brought in voter registration to make sure that we had more integrity in our voting system, and the vote campaign now today, we need to bring more integrity to our process, clean up the voter roll, because 11 counties with over registration is totally unacceptable. Having over 10,000 people on the voter roll who are older than the oldest person living in the world is totally unacceptable.
Absolutely.
So that's what we got to do, is we need to bring integrity to the system so that way we increase voter turnout and so that we people actually have our voice heard in Sacramento and DC.
All right, one follow-up question too. Can you, by any chance, be able to point people, including the people who are watching me via Twitter and Periscope and whatnot, what part of the California state constitution defines all this?
California Constitution, Article 2, Section 2 is the one that defines who's eligible to vote.
Yeah.
That somebody who is over age 18 is a United States citizen and is a resident of the state of California. Article 2, Section 1 also has further guidance for those who are able to vote. Yes.
Is it the purpose of the Secretary of State to institute a voter ID?
No, the Secretary of State is not a legislative position or strictly administrative position. But the Secretary of State does have the right to bid for it. And as I start putting the flashlight on election fraud, I will put wind to the sails of the grassroots organizations who will go out and get signatures for a voter ID initiative. Again, my name is Mark Boyd. I'm the Secretary of State.
Sort of.
Okay, Bailey is coming next. Do you want me to put the phone in the tripod?
Yeah, why not? We'll go for broke. At least we'll be able to see him if we can't understand him.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hold this? Can you hold the phone?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the phone.
He wants it up there. Green is going to get the tripod.
You guys are late, and I'm going to tell you how you can be part of the solution if you want to stay in wisdom. And I love coming after Mark because I want to tell you that you can't be part of a temporary solution until he gets it in line or get cleaned up. I am Catherine Burtis. I'm the Orange County Coordinator for the Election Integrity Project California. We are a nonprofit.
If you need to talk to me, text Green, Glenn.
Organization. I have to walk a very careful line, not to be partisan in any one way. So I carefully talk about this today. But people were asking, and I'm going to give you this, and I'll give it to you again. If you want to know how your vote is doing that you submitted, go to vote status, vote.sov.gov, and you'll put in the information. You can find out when your vote status, when your vote is counted. You can also see how you are signed up, whether you are getting a vote by mail ballot or not. So you might want to change that. We really recommend, Election Integrity Project California recommends that you never vote by mail unless it's the absolute last choice. I had 3 friends go on a cruise during this last election, and they gave me their ballots to turn in for because they didn't want to mail them in, and that they were going to be gone, so they were doing it. So if there's anything you can do not to use mail-in ballots, I highly encourage it. There are just too many hands handling those. We had the problem or challenge in Anaheim and Santa Ana a few weeks ago that people were going door to door offering to carry in the people's mail-in ballots. And if someone opened the door and they hadn't finished their ballot, and they said, well, I'm not finished yet. Well, I can help you. Would you like me to come in and help you? It is legal now to do what we call ballot harvesting. And we even had people in parking lots at the voting sites offering to collect the ballots and take them in. It's legal, and you have to sign the back of the ballot, but it's not the best way to go about submitting your ballot, giving it to someone that you don't even know. So as I said, I have a great solution for you. With Election Integrity California, Project California, you've heard of Judicial Watch. They use our documentation to sue the state of California to clean up their voter rolls. So we highly encourage all of you to fill out those white cards that were passed around and become part of the solution. What we do at Election Integrity Project California is we train volunteers, individual citizens or patriots, to be able to understand the election code, which is the law. By training, then you can go in and you can observe on voting day, and you can see if there are any violations of the election code. If there are, hopefully you can straighten it up right then and there. We had one person show up at 1 o'clock, and this person walked in and wanted to surrender their ballot, and they were told they had to vote provisionally. And the person said, no, I don't want to vote provisionally. And they said, well, you have to. And they stormed out. And so our observer got up, spoke to the inspector at the polling site, and the inspector said it was just adamant that she knew how it was to be done. So our observer walked out, followed the person 100 feet out, and explained to them that she would try to resolve it if he would just wait a few minutes. She went back in, and by the time she got back in, the inspector said, I am so sorry. You're correct. If they surrender their ballot, they can vote regularly. And they went back out, brought the man in, and he got to vote. And so for the rest of the day, that was cleared up. But what happened between 7 o'clock in the morning and 1 o'clock when our observer got there? Who knows who got turned around or who had to vote provisionally? So we really serve a purpose, an immediate purpose. Now, if the inspector does not correct the infraction that's going on, they call the Orange County hotline, which again is me. If I judge it to be correct, then I can call the Orange County ROV office, Registered Voter Office, and talk to them about what's going on and get something corrected that way. Also, the observer will then write up an incident report and turn it in, and that's what we give to our attorneys. And the attorneys review these. It's a legal document. They review these to see if it's worthy of doing something about it. So we just don't tell stories. Everybody has a story. I bet everybody out here has a story they witnessed or heard about something going on atrociously at the voting site. But that's all they can do with it until you can document it. And that's what attracted me to Election Integrity Project California, is it wasn't just a complaining group, it was somebody that did something about it. But to do something about it, we have to have volunteers. In 2016, we had 1,100 polling sites in Orange County. I had 53 people to send out to 1,100 polling sites. We weren't very well covered, were we? In this past primary, there were 1,095 polling sites. I had 17 people to send out. So I want an army of people. We're all busy. Everybody works for a candidate. Everybody works really hard. They put up signs and talk. They do everything. But if that candidate isn't protected at the polling site, then what? It's for naught. I mean, I forget which candidate it was. Won by 4 votes. 4 votes. That can make a big difference. So I just encourage you to come and join with us and be part of the solution. I can tell you all kinds of gory stories about things that have happened. This time in Yorba Linda, where we had no observers, some woman with some official badge came in and said, I'm shutting this down. I'm pulling the plug. and somehow mentioned the Homeland Security was saying, your votes weren't counted this morning. Something's wrong. We've got to stop it right now. Cut them off. And people that had signed into the register already were told they would have to wait. And some said, we can't wait. We'll come back later. And she said, if you come back later, you won't be able to vote. The inspector at the polling site who's in charge said, there's nothing wrong. We've been functioning all morning. I don't know what you're talking about. And sure enough, the ROV then sent out their head inspector and got things straightened out. And when I called in about it, we had no observer there, but I found out about it. When I called the ROV about it, I was told, well, one of the inspectors thought there was something that needed to be corrected, but there really wasn't. So we had the top inspector go out and check everything. But, what did that do to people that were wondering if their votes counted? And what about the people that left because they were on lunch and couldn't come back? I don't know. It's just, in Dana Point, people were turned away. When I called on that one, we had no observer there. When I called on that one, they said, oh, it was just two men were fighting and they got kicked out. But the person that was there said there was no fight going on. So I don't know what happened. And I want you to know that anyone can vote. And that's the purpose of the ROV, is that anyone can vote. You walk in and you say, I want to vote, and your name isn't on the roster, they can give you a provisional ballot to vote. You can walk in and say, I want to vote, but I'm not registered. They'll hand you a registration form and say, fill this out, and then you can vote provisionally on the day of. Now, they don't tell them that their provisional vote won't be counted because they're not registered. And when their provisional vote goes through, they'll check to see that there's no registration. But this person has thought they voted. One of the worst things we had this time was in Santa Ana, and it was in a primary Hispanic community. And there was a man helping all the old ladies vote. And we had a trained poll worker. EAP had trained the poll workers, which we do a lot, which we like to have because then we know they're working and they're trained. Anyway, she kind of thought something was funny that a lot of people were going in the voting booths together. But finally, this woman walked out and she was mad as she could be. How dare him tell them how to vote? Nobody should tell anybody how to vote. And that's when she, as a clerk, got involved with it, and they chaired this guy. And he wasn't able to have contact with any voters the rest of the day, fortunately, because this poll worker who was trained by EIP knew how to take care of things. I could go on, and I know it's really late, and I appreciate everybody being here. But I really want to say that I need an army of people for the fall. And I'm just begging everybody, I will go and talk to anybody that will invite me to talk to 4 people. I will train in September and early October for the next election. And I encourage all of you to fill out this white card. Mark, do you have a white card filled out? He's talking, he's not listening. Fill out this white card, and what I will do with this is I will send you via email information about the Election Integrity Project. We won't send you lots and lots, we won't sell it, we just want to communicate with you, and we will let you know about the next trainings. Hopefully, you will decide to be part of it. It takes a total of 4 hours to train. It's an arduous training, but it's so informative. And then we give you a slip of paper and you let us know what you want to train, how often and how long you want to observe. So it's your choice to observe. And we have a statement that we like to tell everybody, that we're there to make every legally cast vote accurately counted. And I'd like you to be part of that solution, if you would, please. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll be around to talk to anybody that wants to talk. Yes. Also, I want to tell you, I gave you the voter status to go and check and see if your vote's been counted yet. And if you want to know about EIP and you refuse to fill out my little white card, you can't mail those into us. Just purposely don't put our address on them because we found we get more back if we collect them the same night. But if you want to know more about election integrity, California, it is EIP-CA.com. That's EIP-CA.com. And please come and help me form this army so we can march across California and we can have nice elections. Okay, someone had a question. I can't hear you. Just come up.
Hello, there we go. I noticed, I followed this last election and pretty closely looking at the California state government results. And I noticed that the mail-in ballots was far numbered beyond the ballots that were cast at a voting poll place. What I've heard in the past is that there's a lot of people that from the Democrat Party that go around, they work with, we got an aging population, they work with them to vote for them. And also, they also work to identify people that aren't likely to show up at a poll, and they'll send somebody to show up in their place. So what can we do about that? I'm kind of tired of the old saying, vote early and often. What can we do about this mail-in ballot thing, which is far, I can't believe that there's 50, when I grew up, mail-in ballots were maybe, a few percent. Now it's over 50%.
Yeah. Well, the state is trying to get this through. There's an SB 450, which is trying to get an effort through to get everybody to vote by mail-in ballot. And that's a real problem. We see those, there were years ago, before I was involved in this, that 4 bags of mail-in ballots were found in a closet in a post office 6 months after the election. It could have been a mistake, I don't know, and that's a documented one, so I don't know. I would really need to go in and vote in person. And did you know, there's, if y'all wanted a little extra thing real quick, there is a street index that is supposed to hang outside the door of each polling place. That lists everybody's name, address, your affiliation, and your phone number. And the way this is supposed to be used is that the candidates will have crews that go around to see who hasn't voted yet, and they'll call and ask them to come over. But late in the day, during the day, they're supposed to be marked scratched through if the person's voted. So late in the day, anybody can walk up, see who hasn't voted. This is legal. Write the name down, write the address down, and go in and show it to the people without saying anything. And they'll say, "Is this who you are?" And they can say, and they can vote for that person that supposedly hasn't voted yet. Now, if that real person comes in later, right before closing, and wants to vote, he'll be told, "Oh, sorry, you've already voted. See, you've already voted." And he'll say, "No, I haven't." He'll say, "Well, you can vote provisionally." Oh, that's another thing. I hope y'all got that anybody can walk up and read a name. The other thing is I encourage you to go down to the Register of Voters in Santa Ana here in Orange County. Go in, sign in, get a name tag, watch a little 15-minute video, and then go inside and watch them process the votes. I think you'll have a real appreciation about why it takes so long to get things done. It's like a circus, a party down there, and I encourage you to go in. They have to compare every signature with the original registration. Every signature has to be compared. It's a lot of work. We're very fortunate to live in Orange County. Neil Kelly is our Register of Voters, and I truly trust him. He's really trying to do a really good job. I've got a good relationship with him. But there are little things that get dropped along the way. And that's why we need eyes on. It inspires people to do better work. It deters people that might want to come in and do something illegal. So please consider signing up and getting information and then coming to a training in September or October. And invite me to come and speak to your groups if you have one. I would love to. Thank you very much.
As people around the country are watching the breakdown of law and order in the state of California, many of us here are looking to this next man to make California safe again. Welcome California's candidate for Attorney General, Judge Stephen Bailey.
Let me first say thank you. It was the hard work done by the people in this room that have propelled me to the number 2 for November, Mark for number 2 in November, John Cox to number 2 for November. The fact of the matter is your hard work turned Republican voters out in June. We can't do it without the work that you do each and every day to make California great again. It is with great pleasure that I can be here tonight to speak to you. I am running for California Attorney General, and I want to give you some good news, and I'm going to give you, those of you who know me know that I really have a love for history. And if you know history, you're not bound to repeat the mistakes of the past. And so I want to talk a little bit about the history here in California over the last 40 years. Probably tells you about where my age is. I actually remember when Ronald Reagan ran for governor the second time. That was the first election I was able to vote in, so that does give you an idea how far back that goes. But some 38 years ago, we had here in California a governor, Jerry Brown. Those of you who weren't here then, let me tell you about the Jerry Brown of 38 years ago. He appointed a Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court whose sole purpose in life was to destroy the death penalty in California, whose sole purpose in life was to let prisoners out of prison as quickly as she could, overturning convictions. Jerry Brown was committed to watering down our criminal justice system 38 years ago. Does it sound like the Jerry Brown of 2018? Does it sound like the Attorney General of 2018? A guy who can't wait to, quote, reform our criminal justice system here in California to the point where they've so far let 40,000 inmates out of our state prisons, making our streets unsafe, and they want to turn another 50,000 out. But it's going to be work that you do in 2018 for the entire Republican ticket that's going to strengthen our candidates, turning the vote out on issues like repeal of the gas tax, like making California safe again. It's going to be your work. It's not going to be Judge Stephen Bailey or even a candidate for governor, but the work you do in talking to your friends and your neighbors about the issues that are important to Californians. You know, like a lot of us, I don't get too worked up and excited about every Twitter that comes out of Washington, D.C. But there's a bunch of politicians in Sacramento that do. To the extent now that our Attorney General has now filed 35 lawsuits against the federal government, while we have little problems like double-digit increases in crime every year, like violent crime going up expeditionally. Here we are in 2018, and we have to make a change. Now, I want to take you back 36 years, because in 1982, we had an individual running for governor of California. And I'll tell you, the press said he couldn't win. In fact, they had coronated the mayor of Los Angeles as the governor of California. And on election day, they announced, all the mainstream media announced that Tom Bradley had been elected governor of California. Until the next morning, when people woke up and realized that Republican workers, just like you, had gotten the vote out, had collected absentees and encouraged people to file absentees. And you know, George Deukmejian, whose memorial was today, George Deukmejian was elected governor of California by 95,000 votes. We can do it in 2018. And let me tell you why I know we can do it, because I think maybe the best example going into the election in November is what happened in the Attorney General's race here in California. All of you know that our registration, Republican registration in California, is now at roughly 26%. We're now behind the decline to state, the no party preference in this state. But you know what? By the work that you did in this election, talking to voters, convincing Republicans, Democrats, and independents to vote for Republican candidates, in the Attorney General's race, the Republican candidates, and you know there were two of us, the Republican candidates took over 40% of the vote. We are literally fighting in this state, battling in this state for some 10% of the vote to put us over. And we're going to get it. Because as you've heard earlier this evening, in the recent polls, 39% of the Democrats in the state think we're going in the wrong direction. Do you think that doesn't give us an opportunity to talk to Democrats and decline to state and bring them across? You know, my brother works in state government, and he said, after the election on Tuesday, he said, I knew you were in the top two. He said, people around my department that are hardcore Democrats said, Judge Bailey is the one we're going to vote for. And he said he was blown away by the fact that those people were looking to elect a Republican conservative as Attorney General. We're going to do it in November. You're going to do it. All of us together, we're going to turn California around with a unified ticket, a unified purpose, a unified direction. We will win in November. Get too excited here. But we have reason to be excited because we have candidates. I want to thank you in Orange County for the work you did to turn that Democrat senator out on his ear and elect a Republican to the state Senate. I'm telling you, I was out in the Inland Empire last night. There are congressional candidates running out there in Riverside and San Bernardino. They're going to beat Democrats this year. It's going to be a red wave in 2018. Pete Aguilar, a Democrat incumbent congressman, is running behind the Republican challenger in the primary. He's toast. He's going. We're sending another congressman to Washington to support the president's agenda. But even better, we have some candidates for the Assembly and State Senate here in Orange County, out in the Inland Empire, that are going to be sent as Republicans to Sacramento to begin the process of changing that mess in Sacramento. And you're going to save these congressional seats here in Orange County from the blue trickle. I had somebody refer to it as sort of like the blue in the toilet bowl that's going down the drain. It's going to be a red wave this year, and you're going to make it happen. What I think I'm going to do is stop talking before I start coughing into the microphone. But again, it's our unity, it's our purpose, it's our direction that's going to make this our year. 2018 is the year we take California back. It's the year we change the direction of this state. And together, it will happen.
I hate to do it again, but Judge, I voted for you. I am no party preference, but this year I had to vote for you. But here's a tough one for you. So recently, President Trump pardoned Alice, I think it was John, I can't remember her last name, for an excessive sentence. Okay, I had to agree. I mean, on the top of it, selling drugs to kids, yeah, I want them locked away forever.
Laundering money.
Yeah, but when you look at it in the big picture, it's maybe not, doesn't make the sense that, that you should do that. So the question to you is can you get behind a program that says let's make it a little more sense of these sentences and so forth that the Clinton cabal put in, because she was sentenced under the Clinton cabal.
Sure.
With the let's do the life sentence for this drug deal.
Yeah, and that is in the federal sentencing guidelines. California doesn't have the same system. Actually, California's system is even worse. On the lenient side. There is, to go to prison in California, you've got to work your way there. I mean, you've got to really spend some time trying to get to prison. Because judges don't send people to prison unless it's a very serious or very violent crime. We work with these people over and over and over again, particularly drug offenders, which we've now basically decriminalized to the point where we don't really have a system of punishment for most drug crimes. Everything's a misdemeanor. So in California, the basic triad for sentencing is 16 months, 2 or 3 years, and then you cut that in half, and that's the amount of time somebody's going to do for a typical crime. So unlike the federal system, where judges are limited in their ability to impose sentence up or down beyond the guidelines. In California, we just simply have a triad of sentences, and judges get to pick either the low, medium, or high. And most of the time, you pick the high or the medium, unless there's extenuating circumstances one way or the other. So unlike the federal system that you're describing, and the reason the president might have considered it appropriate to commute the sentence, you wouldn't have that same situation. You didn't have 25-year sentences for most drug offenses here in California. There is a way you can work yourself, or could have worked yourself, to a long sentence. That is, commit a couple strikes in advance and then come in with a third strike, and maybe you get 25 to life. But that isn't what is typical here in California. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And congratulations, Judge Bailey. We're so excited.
Thank you.
So excited. As you know, I'm the founder of Vets Rock, and as you probably also are aware, there are 1.8 million veterans in the state of California. I know that when you were presiding, that you had started a community veterans court. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that, and if you think there's more work to be done in that regard in the state of California.
You know, that's good. And thank you for that question. Veterans courts, I didn't develop a veterans court by creating it out of whole cloth. There are some really top-notch, innovative programs around California. You are fortunate here in Orange County to be one of the leaders in development of veterans court. Your judges here are absolutely committed. I was absolutely committed, along with the district attorney in our county, to setting up the veterans court. And we did it to actually provide services to our veterans. So many veterans, excuse me, have come back from recent combat with very serious long-term mental health issues plaguing them. The Veterans Court helps provide a means for deferring them out of the criminal justice system. It doesn't allow a veteran who's committed a crime to get away with committing the crime, but it allows us the opportunity to provide services to that veteran. Things such as drug treatment, mental health services, housing, so that we don't see them back in the criminal justice. When we set up our Veterans Court in our county, our focus wasn't on the crime they had committed, but on the needs that they had. In 2019, we need to expand the level of services to our veterans in California. In all our counties, all 58 counties need to have a robust Veterans Court plus services. And I'll be able to work with the legislature to set that up, because I've seen what services we need. And I've seen how, working closely with the Veterans Administration on the federal level, we can make that happen for California veterans. Anything else? Thank you. I'm going to get off. At this point, I'm coughing so much, you're going to be listening to me coughing into the microphone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for what you're going to do in November.
Thank you, Judge Bailey. We appreciate it. We're a nation of consumers, and much of what we consume is digital. It's via video and live feed. So we know that even if we can't pack a stadium like Donald J. Trump, at least we get the message out to those watching remotely. Thank you to MAGA News Network for broadcasting this tonight, and citizen journalists like Penny Strawn for his tireless dedication to periscoping the message. And thank you to each of you who pledged to fight for our state by supporting the candidates here tonight. Thanks for coming out.
I wonder if Jen can hear me. I guess not, because there's Jen. I wonder who's holding the camera. I see you, Jen. I can see you listening to your little earbud.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
I was talking to Judge Bailey. He was chatting with me about coming out to the college.
Oh,
and he
cool.
said if we can get like 300 people to build the millennials, let me switch the camera around here. Well, there's Dan and taking a picture with Judge Bailey.
Nice.
See that? Yes, he's a really nice guy. So, yeah, Green was the one holding the camera earlier. So, Athene made a comment. There we go. Athene made a comment that Judge Bailey needs a Wikipedia, and he does have a Ballotopia. They're going to talk to let his campaign know. So tell Athene we've already reported it. We appreciate the feedback.
Excellent.
So anyway, thanks for doing all that. He's a very dynamic speaker. Does anybody have any last minute questions, Glenn?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's our first attempt at a remote in California. It was pretty good. The sound for the judge was very good.
Well, we found the right spot then, I think. And also, he's got a good voice, and he knows the right distance from the microphone to speak.
Yeah, there was a lot of difference in his speech. So I think that's it. You go and have a good time. The remainder
All right.
of the event.
I'll be in touch, Glenn.
And we'll see you later, Jen. Thanks for
sign
everything
off.
you
Okay.
do.
No, thanks for you, Glenn. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Say bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
See you guys.
Okay. Wow. That was challenging. And now I'm getting a flutter in the line. It's been a bad day all around for sound. But I'm willing to bet that even with the flutter in the line, I sound a million times better than a lot of the other the things tonight. But anyhow, that's it for MAGA News Network. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I may be larger than I am now. I'm feeling kind of small. It's definitely a shrinking experience. That was the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot CA event, live from Anaheim, California. And the one speech that I could hear was the one we just listened to from Judge Bailey, who hopefully has a shot at becoming the next Attorney General of California. California needs the help, and they need Judge Bailey. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard for Pillow Talk. Thanks for hanging, and I will see you tomorrow.